Hi, welcome to episode 21 of this series. Last time I wrote some fairly stupid tests. Or no, I'm sorry, I wrote reasonable tests and a fairly stupid implementation that we're looking at here. So let me close everything but this. And now I gotta figure out what's covering this. Okay. All right. So what's the next test to write here? When we get this result not found back, that's when we make this check, which needs to go away. That was done to help finish up the episode. One thing that it strikes me I could do is go find a user with only one repo. But that might be sort of time consuming. Let me actually square here with Trello. Trello. And okay. Zoom in so you can read. One more. Come on. Too many. Chrome and my mouse scroll wheel don't seem to get along all that well. Okay, so that's what's going on in progress. I wonder if I could find a... I don't know of an easy way to do this. Let's see. Maybe I can appropriate the code. So I want to get to like where there's one result. Let me pull up Sublime text. What I'm thinking is that I could get the repos. No. I can't seem to remember what I was doing. This is the next day. API dot. Okay, so that gets me. Repos. There we go. And I think I pulled this somewhere into my end-to-end. Wheeling, just Eric. Okay. Maybe I never actually copied it. I just put that into... So I'll copy this and do... You know what? I will... treating you to a bit of yak shaving at the beginning of this episode. Actual GitHub. This is getting a little unwieldy as I keep adding things here, so let's clean up. Hey. I also wanted these. Go. And... I wonder if JSON is a type of file in here. JSON. Hey, look at that. See if I get better syntax highlighting now. Oh, it's going to give me folding. That's slick. So let's go up here. Don't care too much about the owner. What I want to do is make this as if I had only one repo. And let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So then all I would have to do, I'm going to save this, copy. What did I just do? Okay. I don't want to copy I want to copy this and paste. Single Eric repo. And I think I just want to delete the rest of this. In for a penny, in for a pound. Doesn't matter like how far I pull the mouse wheel down. It won't scroll any faster. I always get started on something like that, and then I'm like, there's probably a better way, but I'm already halfway there. It's like a classic example of the sunk cost fallacy. So what's the bright idea here? Sort property. No, I do not want to do that. So I'm going to follow this normal process that I've been engaged in. I'm going to, I wonder how many times I'll do this before I decide to do another bit of yak shaving and write some kind of like macro to do this or something. But that isn't going to happen now. Okay, so this is going to be a user with a single repo, and the reason I did all of this stuff was so that I could say, no, this. Should return single profile for single result. All right, now while everything's still green, I'm going to give myself the collaborator up here. I GitHub Inquisitor. Profile searcher target. And I'm just going to abstract this stuff from the top of, I'm going to abstract some of the arrange from the arrange act assert into before each test. So that I don't incur the overhead in writing the next one. That I'm going to leave because this is going to start varying by test. Oops, target equals new inquisitor. Now I'll refactor. Confirm that this still works. That went quick. All right. Still building, still green. Let me just... I get nervous when I don't like perceive the color changing in the dots. Okay, so that worked. I was using CodeRush to run the test there. Now, I want to arrange it to get repo search so any string returns not found result. No. Single result. Now I'm going to assert that I have one target. This is not especially clear to me right now. I think I'm going to go back once I get this passing, assuming I remember, and extract this into a local variable. Okay, now, so I'm at least going to have to take the step now of parsing the result into, let's see. So I'm going to call this a JSON string. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to call it JSON from Inquisitor. I don't really like baking the type name into variable names. And I want to say, let me try this. So you don't like that. Which tests are barfing? So this can't be parsed into an array. Interesting. And this is throwing an exception. Error reading JSON item is not an array. Okay, I wonder if there's a jarray.try. So they don't follow that pattern. Jarray.try parse. Should take me to Stack Overflow with somebody being like, why doesn't this exist? So not the droids you're looking for. Okay, so it doesn't exist. Because I don't really want to eat it. I don't want an exception to be part of this flow. I feel like there should be a way to try it. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of this Newtonsoft documentation. Parsing JSON array. Well, let me see here. You know what? I will just eat the exception now and make note of it. I don't want to make this whole episode yak shaving. So I'll put this on top. Eating exception in... Where are you? Get repos for user. So at least it'll stay on my radar. All right, now I can make a little bit of progress by getting rid of that stupid statement. And now I think the only one that should be failing is this one because it's going to get back 15. And what I want to do, array.count. And everything goes green. Now that may seem like pretty ridiculous, but like there were a couple of subtly good things that happened there. I got rid of that dumb thing I put in before, and that's good. It also is good that I solved just enough of the problem to move on, because it tells me what test I need next. Like, okay, it's all well and good that I'm returning the correct number, but what about the correct things actually from the repository? So let's look first at what this gives me. Like, what do I want from the repo? It's going to give me some information about the owner, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I probably want its name. So that sounds like a good test to write. So I'm going to say that it should, oops, every now and then I get that extra return thing. See, it was public void int, and it should be public void. Been doing that for years. I should look into it sometime. Should return a profile with I'm wondering if I should refactor these tests as I go to with name matching single profile or single results. Like maybe the thing to do is to say like as that a const string name equals JSON's probably not capital, but JArray JObject. JArray.parse single result. Oh, I need to add it to the project. The thing I'm struggling here with is that feels really like I'm not actually testing anything because I'm going to be doing the same processing in the unit test. So let's see, return with name matching. I'm going to skip that. I don't like it. I don't know what the right solution is, but it doesn't feel right to implement it in the test and then implement it in the production class. Get repo search results. I do not know why it insists on doing that. That is annoying. It just like swallows my recently typed text. So at some point I should be passing in something besides arg.anyString here. That's kind of a smell, but I will worry about that shortly. So I'm going to say the same arrangement, and then I'm going to say assert.r string, and I want to say this name I copied is the same as target get repos for user, don't matter. First, and that's a property that doesn't exist. So I'm going to fail first of all because I don't have this property. I'm going to declare the property, and now I'll be failing properly because it will be null instead of whatever I expect. Okay, I understand why I'm failing here. Let's get it to pass. And then I really need to... let me put it in here. A local. I forgot to do it last time. Okay, not that. Now we want this. So you see, okay, so we've got like enumerable.repeat, and we're going to generate a new repository. It's not terribly hard to go from here to saying what we need to do next, which is for each. I could probably do it with link and say like have a map from JArray to the new repository, but I will be a little more deliberate first. And this is going to be what exactly? It's going to be a JArray. Let me make this explicit. It's a JToken. Okay. Yield return new repository name equals item oh, I can't do yield return. This is going to be kind of clunky. So I'll say that we have a new list of repository. And I'll probably want to clean this up. I'm getting a little late in the episode for this. So list.add okay. We're getting there. So far, so good. Return list. Everything is green. Now, this is not my favorite thing ever. But what I will do is go back and refactor and then call it an episode. So I don't want this here anymore. Let me extract some sensible locals. So I'm going to say this is my list of repositories. And let me go one step further. Ugh. So many typing struggles. Okay. Somehow I deleted a semicolon. And I'm going to say first repo. And then I don't have to do this. Now let's do the same thing here. And finally one more. I think in this case I'm just going to extract this and say repositories. I'll be consistent and just call them repos. All right, and we're at 22:19, which probably means it's time to call it an episode. This is progress. So now we're actually doing the proper thing here, I suppose. So we did that. Get repos for user is still in progress, and I'll pick it up from there next time. So let's do a commit. Started fleshing out logic for get repos for user. And sync. And that's it. See you next time.